whatever the circumstances, if he had an involvement with anything, if he didn't have any involvement in anything, who want to see? I wouldn't wish somebody going to prison on my worst enemy.
We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we're not even going to go there, with all due respect. But
I don't care any Hollywood, any on the streets, especially Hollywood rappers.
Yeah.
We can get our paperwork.
Yeah.
And see what all we ever been arrested for.
Any artist out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star, and don't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the video, all on the record.
And once you do that, you can't drive nowhere. My whole thing was, Pac, he was shot. I'm like, you shot? I'm gonna get you to the hospital. I'm driving, telling him I'm gonna get to the hospital, kick back.
Tupac Shakur's long-standing cold case appears to be edging closer to resolution, sparking newfound excitement. The recent arrest of the prime suspect, Keefe D, has thrust the industry into a frenzy.
The arrest in the Tupac Shakur murder 27 years later really shocked everyone.
Within this renewed interest, there's speculation that Diddy may be exploring ways to shield himself from potential repercussions for his alleged involvement in the incident. With the imminent possibility of Suge Knight testifying against Keefe, things appear not to be looking good for Diddy.
You are called to testify in this case?
I wouldn't be.
On top of all this drama, it looks like Suge has started to subtly call out Diddy as the sole perpetrator, claiming that the prosecutors are barking at the wrong tree. Buckle up, people, and let's delve into the intricacies of this latest controversy that has taken the internet by storm. Suge Knight, who was the sole eyewitness to the drive-by shooting that claimed Tupac's life, has recently done a groundbreaking interview with TMZ. He dropped some key hints that could potentially get the rap mogul Diddy in a lot of trouble. Suge has admitted that he was surprised when Keefe was arrested. He said,
Surprise, number one, because I didn't think Keefee D would never get arrested. Nor do I want to see him get arrested.
The former CEO of Death Row Records asserted that law enforcement is suspecting the wrong person. He revealed that Keefe had nothing to do with Tupac's case.
Me and Keefee D played on the same Pop Warner football team. And whatever the circumstances, if he had an involvement with anything, if he didn't have any involvement in anything.
On top of that, Suge also claimed that Keefe's nephew, Orlando Anderson, was not the shooter. He alluded that someone higher in the food chain is trying to use him as a cover.
And I never had nothing bad to say about Orlando because, number one, he wasn't the shooter.
Many believe that Suge is indirectly confirming Diddy's involvement in the case. But the point is that even though Suge is insinuating things, Keefe would most probably expose Diddy's name in the investigation. You see, Keefe D has always been provocatively vocal about Diddy's alleged $1 million bounty on Suge and Tupac's heads. Keefe D said, they allegedly settled the terms of the hit at Greenblatt's Deli, where Keefe D asked for $1 million to K both Tupac and Knight. Keefe D alleged he told Diddy, we'll wipe their A out quick, man. It's nothing.
Yeah, we wanted $1 million.
You said you walked downstairs. Did he say, come meet me downstairs?
Yeah, he said, come on downstairs and talk to you.
Oh.
Let's not forget that in a paparazzi interview, Suge hinted that Diddy knew who was behind Tupac's demise. Suge said, everybody knows off the top, I ain't the end-ked Tupac. I'm the end protector of Tupac. Be a Puffy can get him a Mutha star on the Walk of Fame. And every rat in the world say he's the one who K'd Tupac or had him shot. But that's not all. To drive his point further, he boldly declared that he would not testify against Keefe, even if was called to do so.
If you are called to testify in this case?
I wouldn't be.
Why not?
In an interview with Art of Dialogue, Gene Deal, Puffy's former security person claimed that Keefe has explosive pieces of information that will surely prove Diddy dent his defenses against Tupac's case. The longtime detective in Tupac's case, Greg Kading, has also shared his 2 cents on the situation. Greg believes that Diddy could be held accountable for his actions if there are witnesses or strong evidence of some sort to prove D's claims.
You're going to need some really strong, credible, corroborating witnesses. You're going to need people that said, I was there when a financial transaction took place.
Now we all know that Dwayne Davis has long been known to investigators as one of 4 suspects identified early in the investigation. He isn't the accused gunman, but was described as the group's ringleader by authorities. It is interesting to note that in Nevada, you can be charged with a crime, including murder, if you help someone commit the crime. Lieutenant Jason Johansson said Dwayne Davis was the shot caller for this group of individuals that committed this crime, and he orchestrated the plan that was carried out. The plot thickens further as an interview of Keefe surfaced on the internet. Keefe claimed that Diddy should be indebted to him as he has protected Diddy by following the street code.
I just think Puff, he needs to be a stand-up man, man. That dude who sat up there and did that time for you or nothing like that. Then you got this man living down there in police, living all bad, man. You seem like you.
If you think about it, asking Puffy to take care of you indirectly suggests that he really did do Puffy's bidding. Fans find it hard to understand that except for Puffy, everyone related to the case had their careers destroyed. Everyone in the connection in the murder of Tupac and Biggie are dead, in prison, or had their careers ended. Diddy is the only man that has thrived and got richer since, basically left away without a single scratch. This all started with Diddy putting a hit on Pac and carelessly got Biggie ked. Diddy must be investigated and face justice for his involvement. That will be the day both Tupac and Biggie can finally rest in peace. In a surprising twist of events, Tupac's brother, Mopreme Shakur, has also responded to Keefe D's arrest and the theory that Diddy may have been involved in the elimination of the legendary rapper. Addressing the situation on the Comedy Hype news show, Shakur admitted that it felt like his brother was being vindicated. Shakur said, "I don't have to do anything." This individual, Keefe D, mentioned Diddy's name. Law enforcement has a job to do. Will they do it? It does feel like Pac is being vindicated because back in those days when things were going down, everybody thought he was crazy. He may have not expressed it properly, but that doesn't mean he was wrong. You dig? So we'll see. He further said, "I'm fortunate enough to have my freedom. I consume media. I've seen interviews. These interviews they speak of that they used to land this indictment on this dude, I've seen him, and he's saying things I got questions about." Keefe D mentioned certain people that may be accomplices, so at this point in the game, somebody's accountable. Are they going to make everybody he's talking about accountable? Apart from that, Knight's outspokenness extends beyond his connection to Tupac's death. It also encompasses his arrest and sentencing in the hit-and-run case that transpired on the set of the critically acclaimed movie Straight Outta Compton, produced by hip-hop legends Ice Cube and Dr. Dre. In a recent interview with All Hip Hop, Knight delved into the intricacies of his legal ordeal, revealing that he had inadvertently accrued 3 strikes on his criminal record due to a no-contest plea entered in 2018. He emphatically explained that these alleged injustices constituted valid grounds for his early release. He said, "Considering the irrevocable mistake, the only reasonable course of action is to either strike a deal for my release or acknowledge that I was correct and allow me to retract my plea and start anew. However, initiating a fresh legal process would be exceedingly challenging given the complexities that have unfolded in my case." Suge also explained that the DA recommended 2 lawyers, but both of them were fired on the first day. Suge alluded that his case was being manipulated because he was forced to keep those 2 fired lawyers. On his exposing spree, Suge also claimed that the jury did not want him to represent himself and actively denied him privacy by recording his lawyer's visits, which is against the law. They let these attorneys agree to move me from Compton to CCV in front of a Judge Cohen, one of the worst judges in CCV, because he had my bail hearing, my prelim, and my trial, which is illegal. They're not even my attorneys. So now they've been playing with me back and forth. Now, it went from that to the point where the judge says, anybody had a weapon, a firearm, I wouldn't bind you over for trial. They wouldn't let me have attorneys. They wouldn't let me go to trial. In fact, every time I had an attorney visit, they recorded every attorney visit I had, and that's against the law to record my legal visits. Now that the tables have turned, it looks like Suge will use his influence to make sure to use his cards in a way that would be beneficial to him. Many conspire that Suge will open his mouth so that Puffy, who started this whole mess, would pay for his sins. If there's any justice in the world, be it the courts or the streets, Puffy will pay the cost one way or another. It's long past due. Everybody knows he got in a separate car because he knew Big was dying that night, and he would then collect all proceeds from the upcoming Life After Death album. He's more calculated and cold than anyone ever suspected because he's so goofy, weak, and corny. He should change his name to Diddy Palpatine. Despite how things worked out, Tupac's family is hoping they will finally get some closure. In a statement, Sakiwa Set Shakur, the rapper's sister, described the arrest as a victory. This is no doubt a pivotal moment. The silence of the past 27 years surrounding this case has spoken loudly in our community, she said. It's important to me that the world, the country, the justice system, and our people acknowledge the gravity of the passing of this man, my brother, my mother's son, my father's son. That's it for today, folks. Until next time, goodbye.